Hi, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Anna and I'm the CEO of Lighthouse Business Innovation Centre. And on behalf of myself and all the team at Lighthouse, welcome and thank you very much for coming out on another cold night. This is our third Festival of Ambitious Ideas, and I must admit it gets bigger every time we do this, so we must be doing something right. So thank you all very much for coming. So before we start, I'd like to acknowledge and honour all people who are the traditional custodians of this land on which we are meeting and pay respect to their elders of the Ngunnawal Nation, past and present. Firstly, a really big thank you to our sponsors, Questacon, who's provided the venue, so they're the National Science and Technology Centre, and to AusIndustry, who are providing the food and drinks that you will be enjoying later. So thank you very much to both our sponsors. Before I hand over to Janet Higgins from AusIndustry to introduce our speakers, I'll briefly explain how the Festival of Ambitious Ideas works. So for those of you who might already know about the Ignite format that's used in the US, this follows that format very, very closely. Basically, you'll hear 12 speakers in an hour. They each get 5 minutes and no more. They will all get a warning bell at 4 minutes, so if you hear this noise, don't panic. And they'll get 1 more minute before they are politely asked to leave the stage, or maybe not so politely in some cases. For those of you who deliver presentations regularly, you know how hard that is, so be nice. But it's also an opportunity for you to hear their stories and then to talk to them afterwards during the drinks and canapes. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to hand over to Janet to actually introduce our speakers. So enjoy. Hi everybody, and again thank you for coming out on a very cold Canberra night. It was probably not as cold as it was last week, so well done. So this evening is a celebration of innovation in the capital region, and what better way to celebrate than hearing from 12 interesting people doing interesting things. So let me introduce you to the speakers for tonight. Some heads. First up, we'll hear from Dr. Stuart Colhagen from Questacon, the National Science and Technology Centre, the venue sponsors for this evening. Thank you, Stuart. Did you notice I sponsored the drinks? A perfect venue for the Festival of Ambitious Ideas. Questacon welcomes over 400,000 visitors to the centre in Canberra and strives to promote greater understanding and awareness of science and technology within the community. David Budge, Creative Director of Isobar, will be next. Dave has spent over 15 years as a filmmaker and interactive designer who loves finding new ways to tell stories. Next you'll be hearing from Victor Pantano from Lithicon. Lithicon uses a unique core imaging and processing expertise along with multi-phase flow modelling capabilities. I didn't even know I could say all those words. Modelling capabilities to put at the forefront of the digital rock analysis revolution. Can't wait for that one. Our fourth speaker is Daniel Raymond from Delve. Delve offers enterprise mobility solutions for organisations to explore new ways of doing business. Next up will be Brian Tunks from Bison, and he doesn't know it, but my credit card has a lot of Bison on it. I'm sure Bison is familiar to many of you in the audience, and Bison ceramics have become Australian design classics and are staple items in many homes around the world. Julie Oakley from Dilkara Essence of Australia is our sixth speaker and will tell us about Dilkara's Indigenous Professional Salon hair range, with its specific botanical ingredients consisting of unique natural Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander blends. Our seventh speaker is Ezekiel Ocheng from Burhor, thank you, specialist in natural area and open space management. We'll then hear from Keats Nelms from Beta Therapeutics, an ANU spin-off company founded to drive the commercial development of a diabetes treatment based on ANU research and intellectual property. Lynette Murray from Action Advice, specialists in the financial services industry, and will be talking to us about an innovative software project they are developing. Our 10th speaker is Francis Owusu from Culture Break, a Canberra-based charity youth services provider with community arts focus. Then we'll hear from Reposit Power's Luke Osborne. Reposit Power has developed software which allows a single storage device to manage a household's consumption and PV generation, manage load and voltage on the local grid, and trade on electricity markets. Our final speaker for the evening is John De Margheriti from Academy of Interactive Entertainment, Australia's most awarded 3D animation, game design and visual effects educator. I'd like now to invite our first speaker to the stage, Stuart Cole from Questacon.